What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Out of the Basement. Today we are discussing The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 4, The Sanctuary. I'm Nate, joined with Connor.
We're under the blanket.
And Justin.
What's up, guys?
I'm not under the blanket because it would honestly probably be really hot.
It will get there very shortly.
You guys will be filled with regrets. I just bumped the camera. Son of a bitch. We're probably fine. All right, Connor, you've got the notes for the episode. Let's just jump into the discussion. Of course, we're talking spoilers, so if you have not seen this episode, definitely click off, come back, watch it later.
Well, as the title suggests, and where we left things off with episode 3 suggest, Mando and the child are seeking sanctuary.
True.
It's a place to lay low for a little while. You know, stretch their legs. So they choose a little place.
Yeah, true.
Say
It's far away, and
we go to the pub and order some broth.
that's true. And then Cara Dune is there. Finally, we got Cara Dune.
We've only been waiting for 4 episodes.
True. It's been a minute. Thought she would have been in the show sooner.
Yes.
But it's fine. I mean, I'm glad we got her now.
Good with it.
Yeah. She was a little torn, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, with Cara Dune. I think she's cool. She kicks a lot of ass, but her, I don't know, just some of her acting was a little spotty.
I was more amazed at the speed of like the
friendship
of the brotherhood.
Yeah, true. It definitely. I mean, I really enjoyed the episode. Just want to get that out there right now, but yeah, upon rewatching it, it does seem a little. It's a little. I mean, same thing with the random love interest with the villager girl.
Well, and to be clear, part of why I would say it feels like the speed was shocking. It's like, you know, Star Wars is a franchise that's built on unlikely friendships and
right.
You know, things that take time to come to fruition. You know?
True.
So that the immediacy of that, whatever. That I was kind of like, I'm kind of good with them not doing that at the same time because like we've seen it so many times.
Right.
You know,
they kind of. It reminded me a lot of Poe and Finn.
Yeah.
Where they just got together and instantly clicked.
Yeah.
Which I feel like, I mean, there's people, that happens to people in real life.
It's true.
So, is it entirely impossible that it would happen in Star Wars? I don't know. But, Baby Yoda continues to absolutely steal the show.
This has some of the cutest moments with Baby Yoda.
Yes.
I think getting the full shot of him, you see his like little potato sack outfit that he's in.
He's like walking around.
Yeah, the little leg shuffles. The beginning when he's switching the stuff on and off.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how like you know, before we had like the little carrot, the space carriage.
Yeah.
And like now it would take longer, I imagine, to get anywhere just because you've got like little Baby Yoda like walking.
He wants to walk around now.
Yes.
Let him walk though.
Absolutely. So we get the little tussle with Cara Dune, and then that does end with the great line, do you want some soup?
Yeah. Just randomly out of nowhere. You want some soup?
Instant friendship.
Although if you really think about it, I mean, she wasn't wearing a helmet, and the Mando's Beskar armor helmet is blaster proof, so he probably could have just shot her in the face.
A much darker version of this episode.
She just dies instantly.
She goes the way of IG.
He'll come back. He's coming back.
But so then he gets approached by the farmers, and this is where the episode takes the turn. As I will continue to describe it, this is where the episode gets. It feels the most like an episode of a TV show to me of anything we've seen from this so far, and specifically Nate and I's nostalgia point for Hercules: The Legendary Journeys.
Yes.
And a little bit of Xena, that plot with the farm community approaching them and needing help. They need a great warrior.
Replace ATST with giant snake creature or something.
Or Ares, god of war.
And you've got an excellent episode of Hercules.
Yes. So I mean, it's straight up a Hercules episode. And that's where I think like a lot of the acting of the ensemble cat, like in this farm community.
Yeah.
It does get a little goofy.
Specifically the two villagers,
Mm-hmm.
because they're like
With the sticks.
yeah, and they're like, oh man, looks like we'll have to go back to our farm with no protection.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, their dialogue was like really hammy. Same thing with
But you're a Mandalorian, right?
yeah.
I read all the books.
Same thing with I like how they also say, well, or at least you're wearing Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
A little dig at Boba Fett and Jango Fett, but no, what I was gonna say was same thing with the bartender. She was also very hammy.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
The bartender reminded me specifically of it's like you're playing Knights of the Old Republic, and it's like that's like
video game.
Yeah.
And you choose the dialogue.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
Watch the child.
It was very. I took an arrow to the knee. You know.
Yeah. I definitely understand what you're saying.
But so he doesn't want their money. Then he finds out they have lodging. Might be a good place to hang out with the baby.
With the boy.
With the boy.
Toss the ball around.
Should play old catch with Papa.
Old catch with old Papa. but so they go. Everyone seems real nice.
This episode really just kind of happens.
It did confirm, which I do agree because it's like a one-off. Mm-hmm. It's like the conflict is resolved in one episode. But what I was going to say is that it did confirm what I said last stream where I was like, they probably take their helmets off at night because like they have to eat food.
No bendy straws.
No bendy straw.
No bendies.
So it makes sense that he does take his helmet off when nobody's around.
Yeah. I'm glad that they just kind of threw that little nugget of information in there.
Yeah.
That exposition that like they knew the fans would be arguing about for years to come if they didn't just like no hear us out.
Like, okay, he doesn't keep the helmet on 24/7. That would suck.
He's not the man in the iron mask.
Yeah.
The
man in the Mandalorian mask.
I'd watch that. But so immediately, basically, upon getting to the farm village, there's like the woman who there's some romance with.
Yeah, out of nowhere, which
why? Again was very Hercules.
Because she's grateful that he's there to help save the village.
But like the Mandalorian barely talks. He doesn't really say much. She doesn't know what he looks like.
People find romance in a man of mystery.
I have found this to be true.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it was just kind of random because it's not going to go anywhere.
Again, like, Hercules. I'm just going to keep saying it.
Those were different times,
right,
Connor.
I guess the whole point of this episode is
Army
to
of
show
Darkness?
Yeah.
That romance?
Yes.
Anyway,
go ahead.
Yeah. The whole point of this episode is pretty much just to show that Baby Yoda can still be tracked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, Nate, we were talking about this earlier. How do tracking fobs work?
Yeah.
Does, what about Baby Yoda, or even, the blue guy at the very beginning, what is in them? Is there, a chip in them? But then how would you... how does that work?
Yeah, I think that's... I think that's something they 100% need to, address, because... Is it
magically know who's done bad?
Right, can you just track anyone you want at any point in time?
Yeah.
Or is it maybe if you're
Because if that's true, how could they not find Luke Skywalker?
Right. Well, there you go. That raises a great question, but...
And what's the range?
Right. Because clearly they established early in the episode they are very far away. They're on an uncivilized planet that doesn't have any machinery or anything. And yet somehow at the end of the episode there's a bounty hunter that finds them. Yeah. Even though within the episode weeks pass, it's definitely established
there's a time jump for sure.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks or something.
Yeah. And I kind of don't like how, because they've already done that fake out of shooting Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same exact fake out.
Except for it's Cara Dune, just a little bit of a role reversal. Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, what a ballsy move would it have been if they just did that?
or the Mandalorian, she takes his helmet off, he gets shot in the head, dies. The rest of the show is actually about Baby Yoda and from his perspective.
But with the helmet.
Or
I'm Mando
he
now.
he takes it off and he just has a Yoda head.
Oh, he's a full-sized Yoda man.
Oh, I guess that
That's-
would make sense because Yodas are short.
It's terrifying.
And we've seen him as a child, so we know it's...
But it's like, they could have, you know.
Yeah.
That was my sister.
Well, he did say something interesting earlier in the episode. The Mandalorian says, when he's talking about how he doesn't remove his helmet, he says something along the lines of, the Mandalorians were good to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what does that mean? Because I clearly...
he meant, because he said I was about their age, and that's when they took him in.
But, like, was he not a Mandalorian
He said the
before?
Mandalorians took care of me.
Right. That's what I'm confused
So he was
about.
naturalized.
Like, was he not a Mandalorian at first, and then was...
It sounded that way to me.
That's... Yeah, and I was like, but wait, I thought we were, like, actually having a show about a person who is a Mandalorian.
Like, his name is literally Mando.
Yeah. Although he does...
But he is a Mandalorian.
He does have a Mandalorian name. I don't remember what it is, but I accidentally did see that interview where Pedro Pascal casually says the Mandalorian's name. I saw it on accident, but I don't remember
And
what
you
it is.
forgot it,
Yeah,
so-
well, because it's a weird Star Wars name. It's
Yeah.
not like
Well,
it's not like his name is Johnny or something.
I think there's a difference because obviously Mandalore is a planet with like civilization. So there's like
Right.
citizens, and then there's like the Mandalorian warriors, like the different clans and such. And I'm assuming that a clan of Mandalorian took him in, and he was probably just like a regular. Like his parents were probably just regular citizens of Mandalore.
So you're saying maybe on Mandalore, not every person there has like a clan or a family, like
Right.
Okay.
Like, because Mandalore is
It could be.
Mandalore is in Clone Wars, and it's like, it's almost like Coruscant. Like, it's a huge, like, pretty much a big city planet. I mean, it gets like turned to dust and Rebels. Like, the Empire pretty much has control of it, and it's like a desert planet, just of how much they've like destroyed the planet. But I think that's what Mandalore is that it's a civilization and there's people there, but then there's also like the leaders of and like the different clans and such.
I like it. I
I
like
guess
it.
we'll find out.
Yeah, but could the Mandalorian possibly also not be a Mandalorian after all?
He's actually a Skywalker.
He's Rey's dad. That's how they're gonna connect it, and then
my
Rey's
God.
part Mandalorian. Then she gets the Darksaber.
Oh.
And she puts on a Mandalorian helmet.
Normal Rey costume, Mandalorian helmet.
That's what I pictured when I think about like the Luke putting on Vader's helmet thing.
And she kind of does that in Force Awakens when she just puts on the X-Wing helmet.
True. What a great moment.
Yes.
What a great film.
Very true.
But so
Tangents.
yes, romance, happy baby Yoda,
Yeah, the sipping, the playing.
just having the time of his life.
It's like I love it, but it's also so damn cheap. I'm like, you got me there.
Well, they're gonna baby Groot it.
Except for Baby Yoda is infinitely cuter than
Yes.
Baby Groot. Like,
Yes.
I would throw Baby Groot off a cliff in a heartbeat if I had to choose between.
I would split that stick down the middle.
I'd set his ass on fire. Keep myself warm at night.
Treebeard.
Actually, I mean, I don't think Baby Groot was cute at all in any way. I think when he was a little plant, that was cute, but Baby Groot's just kind of annoying.
But that's off topic. That's an editorial for another day.
Listen, I'm going to review Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and just talk about how it's better than the first movie, and I love it.
But I hate baby.
But I hate Baby Groot.
So yes, he goes the whole thing about the helmet and how like if he takes it off in front of someone, he can just never put it back on.
Yeah. Pretty
It's like an honor system thing.
pretty minor punishment, but I'll take it. You know, it doesn't... That'd kind of be silly.
I think it's like a disgrace.
Right.
You know?
I would assume so, based on the way their clan is.
Mm-hmm.
So... Because obviously other Mandalorians take their helmet off
Yeah.
all the
That
time.
is definitely a rule specific to this clan.
Yeah. Which I think is instantly confusing a lot of people who aren't
Yeah,
too knowledgeable.
Which is kind of odd because the heavy Mandalorian is Paz Vizsla.
Mm-hmm.
Possible son or nephew of Pre Vizsla. And Pre Vizsla takes off his helmet all the time.
True.
So...
But, I mean, maybe
he was indoctrinated into this clan as well.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like...
We need more lore!
Because when you think about it, Paz can only be one generation down. There's not enough time that has passed for him to be like 2 or 3 generations down. So he's got to be like the son or the nephew or something.
Yeah.
So maybe he was in charge for a while or something and was like, hey, we're not taking our helmets off. Who's the leader of the Mandalorian clan that's in the show?
Yeah.
It's Boba Fett.
The armor?
Right, because the armorer kind of seems like she really
the authority
like
figure.
Yeah, especially when Heavy Mando and the normal Mando are starting to fight, and she's kind of like
she shut shit down.
Yeah, she's just kind of like fucking cut it out. So I don't know. I'm
just holds them both up.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why they adopted the keeping the helmet on no matter what, and who is the leader of this Mandalorian clan. Like, will we get to see it, or?
I think the fact that they revealed the name to be Paz Vizsla, I think some big thing is going to happen at some point because of that revelation, because it's too important of a name.
True.
Literally, the leader of Death Watch, the leader of Mandalore for a period of time.
Also voiced by Jon Favreau.
Yeah, and both, it's like a perfect connection. Both characters voiced by Jon Favreau. So, there's something cooking there.
Yeah. I hope we do get to see more of the Mandalorians. Maybe they come to his help later on, or maybe he has to go back for some reason. Because they obviously are relocating based on the end of that episode when they talk about...
Can't stay there.
So...
On the run.
Who knows where they're going to be going, or where they're going. So I hope they do cross paths later. Or like we were even saying, maybe season 2 will be some Mandalorian on Mandalorian conflict.
Yeah, Civil War.
I think that'd be pretty cool. You've never really seen that kind of stuff in Star Wars. I mean, like movies,
Oh, okay.
not the shows, not the shows.
Well, technically, the original trilogy is the Galactic Civil War. So.
Well, I mean, in the way of the Mandalorian clans.
No, that is true. Because in Clone Wars and Rebels, there is skirmishes between Mandalorian clans. So it'd be cool to see that live action. And I like how all this conversation has nothing to do with the episode. Maybe it reflects how we feel about this episode.
I mean, this episode was, again, like...
It's just a one-off.
We didn't even get to the ATST.
I like how it looked super... They put a red light in there and it just looks terrifying.
Yeah. They gave it like...
Especially that first shot.
Yeah, they definitely gave it like a monsterish quality. And I like that it's... Because obviously the ATSTs, as far as we've seen before, they always, to me at least, have looked like pushover. Like, I mean, the Ewoks defeat them. You play any Star Wars game, you can single-handedly take down ATSTs, but in this instance, they're like, we have nothing that can do any damage to
BB-8.
it. Yeah, BB-8.
Stop it right now. Stop it right now. No, I think that just... They did that because, obviously, the farmers have never encountered it, so that's why it's like a monster to them. Like, they don't even know what it is.
Also, the main chick totally has Boss's gun. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so we get that whole, like, they're like, oh, we're gonna bail, you gotta leave, and then it's like, or we could train them and have a montage. Let's do a montage.
Yeah, some Army of Darkness vibes.
Fucking pots and pans getting shot.
You can count on my steel.
Yes.
They should have had Ted Raimi dressed up in the background.
Which, like, they've done this in the Clone... Like, there's an episode just like this in the Clone Wars,
Yeah,
too.
I saw people saying that this is literally almost like a rip-off of a Clone Wars episode.
So, like, in that sense, I'm way more of a fan of the first 3 episodes, but I still enjoyed it.
The first 3 episodes feel like they're all like one, it's like one story and it's really tight. And this is like, again, it's an episode of a TV show.
I feel like, though, with this episode, obviously we don't have many episodes left. I believe we're halfway through the season. I think it's 8 episodes. Something like that.
Think so?
Mm. That sounds right.
Because there's one. Yeah, there's 4 more episodes because they come out every Friday with the last episode coming out on the 27th. So we're halfway through the series. I have a feeling that the next 4 episodes are probably going to be like the concluding story arc of the season, just because it's so short and so tight. Like
It's like 10 years later.
I just feel like they maybe just like threw in a little like break episode, like a break from the first arc of the story, and then we get this break episode in the middle, and then the rest of the episodes will be the second arc of the season.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why this episode is the way it is. Just kind of like, I wouldn't say it's really filler because I was entertained by it. I wasn't bored. We also got introduced to Cara Dune. We also got the establishing fact that Mandalorian, no matter what, pretty much cannot settle down when he is with the child. So I feel like there's certain, things like that make the episode still important, but yeah, ultimately it's just kind of like...
Can you imagine, though, if, like... did anyone believe for a second, this will work out? They're just going to stay here for the rest of the season? Like,
no.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he just left Baby Yoda there.
Right.
And that was it.
Yeah, and that's where I thought it was going. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. They're just going to leave Baby Yoda, because obviously, like, how's the Mandalorian going to get into any, like, real super dangerous situations if he always has Baby Yoda with him? I don't know. I guess, we just gotta wait and see, but...
But now it seems that having Baby Yoda with him is a dangerous situation.
Oh. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yes.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you guys, like... It's definitely the least
You could give it to the New Republic.
True.
Just to keep it out of the hands of the Empire. The Imperial Remnant.
But what if they use it for evil?
And then Baby Yoda would die anyway because the Republic gets blown up in Force Awakens.
Maybe that's what happens.
No! Fate determined.
You find out that Baby Yoda was on one of those 5 planets that got blowed up. He was on Alderaan.
Baby Yoda.
Oh wait, no, that's
God. Timelines and Star
Baby Yoda
Wars.
is Snoke.
Yes. He's Kylo Ren, just like Luke Skywalker was.
Yeah, the last shot of the first season is going to be the pod with Baby Yoda in it going in a dark hallway, and then there's going to be the throne. Yes.
What if we just get a brutal scene of the Emperor eating Baby Yoda? Like, he just eats it.
Like the way Baby Yoda eats the frogs?
Yeah.
Or in The Witch.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Grinds it up.
rubs Baby Yoda all over himself.
No!
Dude, that happens in The Witch. You gotta watch that movie.
I have watched that
movie. I didn't know you saw it. But yes, that scene. Exactly. But yeah, anyways, I will agree. It's easily the weakest episode of the 4 so far, but I still ultimately enjoyed it. Even watching it for a second time, I was still just as entertained. It flew by just as quickly, but, some rocky acting. But I really don't think anything else was, like, super significantly wrong about this episode.
Strange one!
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard's directing was fine.
Yeah.
It's like, all of a sudden that's like, someone's like, I believe that's her directorial debut, right? Like, she's never directed anything.
I can't say for sure, but I want to say yes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
And, like, that's solid for a first time out. Like,
and clearly old Ron was like, I directed that Solo movie. Why don't we get my daughter on one of these, huh? I saved Solo for you guys.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I don't care if it makes money. Here's what's gonna happen.
I don't know. Do you guys have any final thoughts or anything?
Do you have any more notes?
Nah, there's like the fake out with Baby. There's like the several fake out leaving Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda die. Doesn't really.
Yeah.
I think that's my big beef with the episode. We leave the episode in no different position than we came into. We met Cara Dune, but as far as
She's not even joining the crew at this point. She's just kind of like, until I see you again. Which I'm kind of starting to get worried. I'm like, why is all the promotional imagery, the Mandalorian, Cara Dune, and IG-11 all together?
Yeah.
I'm a little scared at this point that it's not.
Well, there are shots of her in the trailer firing that gun.
Yeah, true.
She comes with the Black Series.
We still have not seen her use the big.
We still have not
gun.
seen the man who plays Gus Fring with his Death Troopers,
or Bill Burr, who is presumably a different bounty hunter.
No, he's a Jedi.
No, he's not. He's in the trailer. You lose.
I'm just.
But yeah,
I would watch a movie where Bill Burr is a Jedi, but he's just Bill Burr.
He's just a dick to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, though I think the next 4 episodes, though, probably gonna give us a lot of the goods.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get another. I don't want to say filler, but kind. I think we got like one more filler and then like another little trilogy at the end.
So like 3 episodes, 2 filler episodes, 3 banger episodes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
I wouldn't be upset because again, it's probably still going to be entertaining.
I mean, you could say the same thing about the second episode, because if you watch the first episode and the third episode, it's kind of like continuity doesn't really break. If you watch episode 1 and then episode 3, because at the end of episode 1, there's Baby Yoda in the pod, and episode 3, he delivers, like the opening scene is him delivering the pod.
Yeah, true.
So, like, you could also say that episode 2 is completely unnecessary.
Fair point.
Just like the movie.
What movie?
And
episode 2?
And plus, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
You got to expect...
That's the thing. You got to lower your expectations.
There's at least going to be some degree of TV shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is why, like, I never got into, like, Clone Wars or anything, like...
But you should.
Like, full-blown TV shenanigans. I'm sorry, if there's an episode where Anakin doesn't have his lightsaber because he's going on vacation and he gets captured...
There's also There's also several episodes that focus on Jar Jar.
Hop aboard.
It's still a good watch, though. Watch the Clone Wars. All right, boys. Have anything further to say about the episode? It was good.
I think that covers it.
Not great, not bad. It was good.
The one with the gun.
True. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this live stream, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. We are always talking about adult collectible action figures, not for children. A lot of Star Wars related content, movies in general, Blu-rays, all that sort of good stuff. So if any of that is interesting to you, definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm Nate, joined with Connor and Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you next time. Oh no, end the stream! We're still